Hello, Primas.
Hola.
Hi, Prima.
We're back.
We're back. We're consistent Primas again.
We are. Look at
We're,
us go.
we're keeping it rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're new here, I'm Clari,
And I'm Christy.
and this
And
is
this is Dear
Dear Primas.
Primas.
Welcome. Thank y'all for following along. Thank you for being here and watching. Comment down below what brought you here. How do you find us? If you are new to us, hopefully we're gaining some new primas around there. And if you're OG prima, feel free to share us, give us a little shout out, and let the primas know that we're here. Let your primas know. So, disclaimers, put that out there at the beginning.
Yes. I mean, we always love we wanted to make it feel like we're in a group chat together. And the more people you share it with, the bigger the group chat grows, the
just
larger.
a little less annoying than group chats. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
We will not be muted.
Yes.
We're the group chat that you can pop into and see what's been
Fast
going
forward.
on.
Yeah.
Fast forward,
Pause
whatever
at
floats your boat at your own leisure and
Yep.
not feeling like I'm drowning, I don't know where.
Yeah.
Where to start.
Exactly.
But yeah, so any new updates for the week? Any faves for the week?
How about you go first and I will think about it.
Oh, I'm not even prepared. I just kind of like no faves really. I'll be sweet and mushy, I guess, on the themes of this episode and say that Adrian's been my favorite of the week. Because he's really been, keeping shit together around this house. Like,
let's go, Adrian. Wow.
Look, I share the real, I share the raw, and I'm going to share, the good side, all the things. But yeah, no, like he's been waking up with Antonio per usual. Santi, I don't know if he's teething. I don't know but he's like, I know they get a lot of saliva around 3 to 4 months. It's just natural. It's a gland they develop, but he's like gnawing on his hands. And so these last 2 nights, rough. Like he's been waking up. He'll get his 5 to 6 hour stretch from 9 to it's 2:30, like clockwork. 2 or 2:30 he'll wake up, and then at 3:30, and it's like a cry. And at first I try to soothe him, but it's like a cry that's like, the cry
he's in
that's
pain.
And then I'll give him leche and he'll be fine, and he chugs it down. So I'm like, I don't know if you're hungry or you're teething or a combination of both. I don't know. Growth spurt. Anyway, so he's been holding it down because, of course, his sleep gets disrupted because he's also hearing it, but he's not, getting up. But he'll wake up with Antonio. All the dishes are washed and racked, and the counters are clean. Antonio's had his like morning snack because he really doesn't like to eat a big breakfast first, but he likes to have his fruit or whatever.
Yeah.
Floors vacuumed, all the things for this whole.
And
so
I feel like it's so big of them to do those things. We gotta get to it. Like it's like a second nature type of thing to him.
And it's not, and it is to him. Like he's the more I want things to look tidy. Like I'm just like, this is the season that we're in right now. It's chaos at all times. Embracing it. Yeah, but he's like doing what on his part because of course that's how he likes it. So and doesn't make me feel bad about it in a sense that like sometimes I'll be like, oh man, is he like judging me because but I think he gets like, because then come right now I make breakfast for everybody and now it looks like he never did any of that. But it's it's nice to wake up to, and
almost you're waking up to calmness and you're not going into like walking into chaos.
So it makes it a lot nicer.
Good start to the day.
And all the pans are clean before, I don't wash anything before breakfast because at the end of the night, listen, I have no problem going to bed with dishes in the sink. Okay. No, I'm done. But anywho, so that will be my fave of the week. I do want to give him a nice little shout out for that.
Heck yeah. Okay, this is the first time that I'm reading 2 books at once. I could never do that. And the only reason why I'm doing that, and technically I'm not reading them both. One of them I was recommended to, and it's an audio book. And it's like a short series of multiple like views, and then it comes together at the end. And I've been in the mood for like a good thriller whodunit type of thing. So this one's an audio, and I can share it Audible because it's free. But it's really good, and it's very hard because there's a lot of point of views, right, at the beginning.
Mhm.
So it's like you're just trying to figure out who's who, and I'm
Yeah.
like keeping a notes app on who's what. But then the other one is the complete opposite genre, and it's like a romancy from one of my favorite authors who it's just like a typical book that she's always written. And my other favorite from her is Paradise Problem, but this one's called The Unhoneymooners. So it's very different. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
like that's why I'm able to kind of keep them separate. But
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
listening and reading that one on my Kindle, and then this one I'm just listening to. So I think it takes me
Wow.
longer to just listen versus,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Unlocked
yeah,
a new level.
exactly. I feel like a different person. I'm like, oh shit, should I do this more often?
Probably.
Um,
I saw a TikTok that was like it was like putting on your audiobook and you start cleaning, so it's like, "Emily was a quiet girl from Connecticut," and then, like, it just drowns out, and then, like, it goes blank, and then it comes back, and when she slashed open his gut, like, I don't like he's like, "Did I just miss, like, 3 hours?" Or, like, I feel like that would be me
yes.
if I was listening to an audiobook because, I, like, just I
Oh
don't know,
no, I zone
I don't
out.
know.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
constantly like rewind, rewind.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wait, shit a second. Oh, I wasn't in it, in
Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I have to rewind. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same way.
Nice. Well, be sure to share those. We'll put it in the description. Chrissy always puts all the goodies in the
Oh yeah.
description for the Prima, so make sure to check that out. If y'all ever have any questions about something that maybe we said that we were gonna like reiterate
Put
what
in
it
there.
was, but
Mm,
and we didn't, give us a comment
remind
because
us. Yeah.
we're
Yeah, yeah,
forgetful Primas.
yeah.
All right. Well, that was nice. Cool. I
Yeah.
still have not hopped back on, but I do. I'm in a show Schlump. So
Mhm.
I need to pick up my book. Instead of trying to find something, I just need to pick up the book.
Yeah.
I just need to do it.
Okay, well then it's not my time to remind you that the Cowboys put out a new
Oh, we did start
which
that one. We did start,
oh, isn't
but
it so
that's like
good?
I did learn things. I did learn things. Adrian was
Mhm.
like, I'm really hesitant to put this on because it's gonna piss me off. And I'm
Right,
like, well,
right.
I don't want to put anything on there that pisses you off.
It's kind of like
But
you're reliving this like great moment of history of the Cowboys only to realize we're in like the
the
really
biggest
hard
rut of the
years.
century.
As a
But
Cowboy
that's like
fan.
his. I'm not like a fan. I'm just like
Yeah.
neutral. I'm
Yeah.
just like supportive. But
Same. Go sports.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we
No,
did
for
put
sure.
that one on last night. I think I sat there for like 2.5 episodes and then I was like, all right, I gotta wash these bottles and then
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
bed. But
Yeah. It
yeah.
wasn't like keeping your attention.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
good. I like sports ones like that. Those are always interesting.
Yeah. But I do
Just
like
learning
getting
different
seeing
history.
their perspective and like how to
Yes.
own a team is huge and then his story was pretty cool. So
Yeah. Well,
that
so I
was
was telling
nice.
John, I was like, Jimmy Johnson, he seems so sweet to me because I know him on like the
Oh.
morning, whatever, like the game day broadcast crew that he's always on there with
Mhm.
Terry Bradshaw or was on there with Terry Bradshaw. And I thought one of the guys is, I don't know. Anyways, I was just like, he's so sweet. And John was like, no. And then once I
Yeah.
started singing it, I was
He's
like,
a dog.
oh,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
like, you know how like Wilito, we always thought like he was so, oh, so
Yeah.
sweet. And then mom and them were always like, he was very strict. You know,
Yeah,
that
but
type
he
of
still was
vibe
my
where,
mom but he still wasn't mean.
no, he still wasn't. You're right. You're right. Mm.
No, my mom will say that she never saw them argue. Our grandparents, my mom will say she never ever saw them argue. She's like,
Really?
any discussion or anything was always handled behind closed doors. I was like, "That's incredible." Like,
Yeah, that's pretty
wow.
admirable. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's hard to do.
yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
great, right? Should be a
Yeah.
goal, but
Yeah.
very difficult. But
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
Uh-huh.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow, look at
Well,
us. So within 10 minutes, we
I
have
know, our little recap to each other and to the primas. So, do
yes.
you want to talk about, what we're gonna get into today?
Okay, so
Disclaimer.
yeah, disclaimer, single primas. We kind of wanted to, we've been toying with this idea of like wanting to put this episode out there because obviously dating in your 30s is completely different and not the same as dating in your 20s. Um, so we wanted to talk about like red flags, how we know he's not the one type of thing. But I was always like, I don't want it to come from a place of we're both married. We're both like,
Correct.
very happy in our married relationships. So I don't want it to come from a place of like
Who
us
are
feeling like
they?
we yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah. And so to combat that, I say, well, although we were younger when we got into our relationships and marriages and whatnot. I think, who not who better, but, who like, we have some kind of advice and some kind of information to share with the primas, although
Mhm.
we're not in our 30s and dating, but I feel like we do have being in relationships, we may know something, it's like, do you want the blind leading the blind or I mean,
Yes.
like
Right, right.
if someone's single, not in a or for sure single. If someone's single, not married, not in a relationship, and they're giving advice on this topic, you know,
Right.
it could
Yeah.
work. I think shared experiences versus giving some sorts of different perspective. I think that's what we're here
Yes.
to bring. We're here
Right.
to bring a different perspective.
Exactly that.
And we're not gonna act like we know everything, like we know what
No.
y'all go through, but I think we see things with like our friends and people
Mhm.
that are close to us enough to kind of be like, okay, well, maybe, you
Yeah.
know,
Yep. Yep.
maybe. Sometimes it's easier to see things from the outside than from the inside. But yeah, so that's our disclaimer. So don't think that just because we take it, we got nothing to say. But I think it'll be a fun little segment.
Yeah.
And it can even just bring like the primas in relationships, just a little hee hee ha ha.
Right. Right.
And so some of it's gonna be fun, some of it's
Yeah.
gonna be like for real.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's start.
Yeah.
So I think more often than not, online dating is, the
Has
go-to
pretty
these
taken much
days.
over. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, which it's not bad. It's
No.
not a bad thing. I feel like we both know people that have major success stories through meeting somebody dating online.
Yeah.
And I think it all goes down to dating, being intentional with your dating, which will be,
Yeah.
part two of this. But let's pretend that we're scrolling through the Tinders, the Bumbles, the whatever else
App is
is
now
out. Yeah.
current.
Facebook dating,
Mhm.
that just in itself just sounds a little out
Sounds
there.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're not gonna match your picture.
No. Let's go back and watch Catfish again. That's the whole thing. Um But let's just talk about like online profiles. And I feel like we see this like even with people like on the dating shows, we'll go and stalk their like IGs after just to be like, what's going on? I feel like,
Mhm. Yeah.
I see stuff and I'm like, these are red flags already.
Right.
So
Right.
these are like not even getting to know people and just judging books by their covers, okay? Because
Yeah.
sometimes you have to.
Absolutely. I think it says a lot.
It does. It does. So I have a whole thing. So I think first the first thing, immediate no for me personally. He's not the one, prima. If their social media / online dating profile is full of selfies.
Oh, I was gonna say that too.
And even
Yes.
worse, mirror selfies. Okay, if they're he's not the one.
Yes.
He's not the one.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
Because
I'm on board with that.
I feel like no, like, real man is really like, let me stop and take this picture real
Well,
fast. Like,
the fact that if you're good at taking selfies as a man is very like,
you should be building a house. No, there's this girl on TikTok. Oh my God. She's been doing like little series like that. She's like little things like this about red flags. She's like, you should be building a house right now. Like extreme, but
yeah.
true.
But like I don't even know how to take the right selfie type of way. Like should I turn the camera, the opposite? So you can't be the one that takes the selfies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little, it's a little
Little
red
sus.
flag, a little sus for sure.
Yeah.
And I think also that brings vanity. Like they're just super into themselves. And like, yes, self-love, here for it, but
Sure. Yeah.
also let's, self-love yourself within yourself.
Oh, taking a selfie in public too requires a different kind of level. As a man.
Yeah.
As a man. As a prima, you can do that all day.
Imagine
As a man.
just like, I mean, sometimes it's cute, like if they're, I don't know, it's just it shouldn't be on the profile, okay?
It shouldn't
If they're trying
multiple
to show you,
pictures.
yes. If they're trying to show you, y'all are in a conversation where they are, look at this beautiful beach.
Sure.
All right, valid.
Acceptable.
Okay. But if this is their personality, gym bros, we have limits for the gym bros, okay? I'm sure you're very proud. but that's a whole nother monster within
Mhm,
itself.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
So I'm glad we agree
Yeah,
on that.
yeah.
Um, okay, if on their dating profile, and this is I teeter with this one, but if they have like nothing but hunting pictures. Um I'm not saying that hunting is bad, but I'm also saying that hunting is a very involved sport, okay? It's
Where it requires a lot of time.
away from you.
Mm, okay, okay. Because I was gonna say on the other side of that, maybe it's good that he has that kind of
It
hobby,
is. It's yes. That's what I was gonna say. At least they have a hobby, right?
right?
But just, picture just the obsession,
Yeah,
depending on the level. If they go every once in a while, it's fine. But if it's like hunting season, and then there's all these different hunting seasons. There's like
that's
the
true.
duck hunting, there's the deer hunting, there's the whatever.
All the animals, yeah.
We can't be taking week-long trips once you got married and kids, all the time,
Yeah,
unless,
yeah.
it's
How's this gonna
shared.
play
But
out long term? Let's think
exactly.
long term here.
You gotta think about it, okay? You gotta think about
The
it.
selfies. Will we reflect back 10 years from now and see these selfies recirculating? How are we gonna feel about that?
Yeah, just give us a good cropped picture of you with,
Mhm, mhm.
with fast. If maybe you
Yeah,
won't know which one is which, but
yeah.
sometimes that's it. Um, I think the way I've seen certain profiles online dating when like people around me are swiping and reading, or they'll
Mhm.
tell me to look at this. I really think if they're like being like a playful ass. Like, if they're being mean but playful, I just
Yeah.
don't think I don't vibe well with that. I mean, like, I don't know you. Why are you being so sarcastic off of the top of
Right off the yeah.
Yeah, I think there's more underlying to that, like, that might
Mm,
just be their personality, and it may be more of, like, obnoxious than cutesy, At first, it's
mm.
like, "Oh, that's so cute," but then it's like, wait a
Wait a
minute."
second. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're
And
still on
then
the he's not the one if
he's not the
vibe?
one. Yeah, he's
Okay.
not the
Okay.
one if he's just, I think, putting it out there and like just being obnoxious. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it always is like cutesy obnoxious. Sometimes they're just obnoxious.
Mm.
Let's not,
Yeah.
sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
And then I guess from this will be segue into like the social media, but like if y'all do happen to match and then start messaging each other through said app, if they ask for your social media before asking for your phone number,
Ooh.
I don't think he's the one. I don't think
Ooh.
he's the one.
Ooh.
Because I think one, the showing they're trying to like vet you and like really
Get
see
an
what,
idea.
yeah,
Yep.
be
Yep.
more vain than getting to know you as a person.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
I think that's a good point because it's almost like they're trying to like figure out who you are before actually figuring out who you are by texting you.
exactly, because who we are on
Yeah,
social media is
exactly.
not always who we are. We try to
Right.
put our best foot forward, but
Yep. Yep.
also they're trying to judge you extra hard. And I think it's
Yeah,
more of like looks based than like
for sure.
personality.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good point.
Yes, and especially if he asks you for your Snapchat. Okay, if he is a grown man, 25 plus, should not have a Snapchat. Is 25 too young? I don't know, but I don't think men should be using Snapchat no more. That's just deceitfulness. It's
Yeah. Snapchat
um,
has a bad name. Dang.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it does. It does. I feel like it was for the kid. Yeah, there's
Our younger
something.
employees do use that
Yeah,
actually. So that's a good, yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
It's for the children. 25 young, I think. Okay, let's say 28. I don't know, but I
Yeah.
feel like 25
Okay.
is good, but 28 for
Yeah.
sure. If you're looking, again, if you're being intentional and you want to find somebody that's worthwhile, if he's using Snapchat, I don't think he's for you, sis. I don't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Okay. So now we're getting into social media profiles, which kind of, deal with the same pictures and whatnot. But
Yeah.
let's say you come across a social media profile, this person, right? You click on their following. I think that's something that you should do. If
Yeah.
they follow nothing but IG models, booty models, bikini models, nothing like just, the list go, one or two dabbled
Mhm.
in there, whatever. All right, we get it.
Sure.
You're a man.
Yeah.
But then if they're like liking every picture,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you can look without having to. let the world know you're looking, you know?
Right. Right. Right.
So I think that's an immediate red flag, first of all.
Yeah.
And
I love how serious you are on this.
I do think so, because I just think, okay, because we're getting into, it's just people are so vain. I think that's
Yes.
why it's getting one harder to date, right? And
Mhm.
then like the longer time goes by and like these standards that both men and women have are a
Right.
little crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but also just like it's just unrealistic, like
Unrealistic,
yes.
underlined,
Yes.
bolded. Yes.
Yes. Because half of these models still do use filters and airbrushed and this and that or whatever. And of course, like it catches our eyes, it catches their eyes. Like these are beautiful people. But
Yep.
it's like, this is not real,
Right.
right? It's like,
Right.
let's bring it back to the real world and how women, look. And because of, I don't know, it's just giving that's all you care about, right? And
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
so,
For sure. I agree. Yep.
so click that following and see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's a
think,
good piece of advice.
yeah, I think
I
so.
think it says a lot on who they follow.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Um, okay, so let's say you know this person and you're seeing their stories, and they're posting like on multiple occasions in 1 month from a section at the club.
Ooh.
I think that's a red flag.
Ooh.
Especially if it's just guys' night and
Mhm.
we're at the
Mhm.
club with the section. There's only one thing you're trying to do at this point when you have a section. You're
Mhm.
trying to get the
Mhm.
ladies,
Yep.
okay?
Yep. Caw,
Um,
caw, you're calling.
yes,
You're
they're
you're sending
flocking.
out.
Yes. And I
Yes.
think once, if it's an occasion, all right, somebody's birthday, they were there, fine. But if this is
Sure.
even if it's
A reoccurring
bi-monthly, if
weekly.
it's
Yeah.
bi-monthly, that's still too much. It's too much. Especially in our 30s, going up, like,
Yeah.
we have a
The
friend.
priorities. What's the
Exactly.
priorities here? The
It's
priorities are you're
costly.
there. This is adding up.
And who's to say they have that money to really be spending there? Maybe they're not being
Mm,
wise about how they're
Do
spending it.
you long term want that money to be spent there long term?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a good idea.
We have a
Okay.
friend, Adrian's friend, a friend of Adrian. He's a male. He's getting up there to his mid-30s, and he says he doesn't go out. I'm like, dude, we see your stories. You're at the club with your friends all the time, and he's wondering why he's not meeting a woman worthwhile. Not
Mm,
saying that they can't have. There's the rule versus the exception.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Could you? Yes. Realistically, probably not finding
Yeah.
somebody at the club like that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's my other. Oh, last one. Well, not last one, but last one I think for me in this little section. So again, let's say someone you met online, y'all haven't actually had a first date, and their suggestion for a date is to come over if he asks you to come over to his place or asks to go over to your place before actually going out on a public date.
Mm.
Red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags. He's not the one for you.
This is
Okay?
true. Yep.
Because we're grown. We know what that means. We know what
Mhm.
they're
Mhm.
looking for.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
avoid unless that's what you want at the moment.
Right.
Feel free.
All
Feel
four.
free.
Yep.
But if
Yep.
you are looking for boyfriend material, future, long term, run for the hills.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Anything to add?
No, those are great. I feel like you really researched this.
Look,
I'm loving it.
I have opinions. Okay, I
Yes.
know. I think even though I'm not there personally, I think I got
Yeah.
things to say about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
um, let's see. A little segue into like if you are trying to meet somebody organically, um, I think being intentional on where you are on the caliber of man that you want. Also meet how you have to meet them at a caliber place, like at a
Mm.
quality place.
Yeah.
Um, and I think being approachable, is a little bit important too. You can, it's the age old, um, make some eye. If you see someone you like, make some eye contact, give them a smile. If you're opposed to going and being like, "Hi,"
Being the one to go up, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Make the
try to
first move.
reel them in, and the
Yeah.
only way that's gonna happen is with some continuous continuous eye contact, some smiling, and then trying to get their attention, That's,
Yeah.
like, the only
Yeah.
way that it's going to happen. Um, but we can get into, like, that first. Now, do you have any just rapid fire red flags, any silly ones? They don't have to be, like, super serious.
That I can
Like,
think of.
if you saw this, you'd be like, "Oh, immediate no."
I think my immediate no is always the gym selfies. Just a
Okay.
ick. It's an immediate ick.
Okay.
If they wear sunglasses inside, that's an immediate ick too. That's
Yes,
weird to
agreed.
me.
Yes. That's usually
Um,
means they're on drugs. I'm serious. It does, because their pupils get really dilated and they're hiding it. It's
who are you hiding from? Are there teachers there? Like, are you going to get in trouble? Who are you hiding from?
the police. I don't know.
It's weird to
Um.
me.
Yeah. No.
What other red flags I'm trying to think of, but those are the two that come to mind.
Okay. Well, I have a list of rapid fire red flags. Okay.
Okay, let's hear them. Love that you have a list.
All right.
Okay.
The first one, and I may give some context or I may not, but
Okay.
if he drives a convertible car, if his
Wait,
main
what?
a convertible car, if his
Ooh.
main vehicle is a convertible, I think that's a red flag. If they don't like dogs, okay.
Not a pet person.
If
Okay.
a pet person, but especially if they're like, ew, I don't like dogs. I don't know, like, what kind of person doesn't like, oh, look at that dog,
Yeah.
Now, if they have
It's
a
like an
traumatic
emotional
story,
thing.
yeah, if they have a
Maybe.
traumatic story, if they got bit by a dog or something, all right, we'll give you
Yeah.
a pass.
Yeah.
But,
If you're an immediate no to an animal. Yeah. Like, you
yes,
can't even
yeah,
pet an animal that comes up to you at the park whenever we go on a date.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm. That's a good
correct.
call. Okay.
Has more girlfriends than guy friends.
Ooh.
I'm not saying that you can't have, an OG girlfriend that's been there, since, but I'm just saying if they have more friends that are girls than guys, it's a little sus. Not saying that he's messing with them, but I think that's a little feminine coded. I feel like that's not the manly energy that we need. If he's jealous, okay, this is like getting to know them, and I don't know, like, criticizes what you wear, first of all. You're not my father.
You
Or
pick
is
on
like
those vibes pretty quickly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you looking at? Excuse me. If he's also like, with that being said, if y'all are out, like, let's say you've given him, y'all are on date number 2, 3, whatever, y'all are out. And if a guy just happens to like go and try to talk to you because he doesn't know you're taken, and if he like gets super upset, and especially if he gets upset and tries to take it out on you, not your fault. But more so if he gets like aggressive with this guy,
Yeah.
I think that's a red flag. There's no reason. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to be mad at either party. Now, if the guy's being rude and disrespectful after the fact of you telling them,
Right.
I'm with somebody,
Yeah.
okay, that's different. But we don't want aggression. We don't need somebody that's a hothead.
Yeah.
I think that's a little
Primas don't deserve
immature,
that.
a little toxic, because that's going to translate into other parts of your relationship.
Yeah.
Yes. A guy that gossips.
Ooh,
As
that
funny.
is, yes, that is true.
I feel like as funny as it is that we have like as women, we have a running joke that like men don't talk and men don't ask questions.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like, it's funny because it sucks on our end because we are nosy and we want the chisme. But I think that's like pretty a manly thing that like they're not sitting there gossiping about XYZ,
Well, because then, you can see that completely, like, even in reality shows, you can see that kind of like, why are you stirring up stuff that doesn't need to be stirred up?
Kendall.
Yes.
Like from Love Island.
Yes. Yeah. No, that definitely is a good.
Little feminine coded, Okay, these are professions that I think are immediate red flags too. Police officers. Now, if he is a man that's like, especially like a single 30-year-old cop. Up to no good. Up to
Mhm,
no
mhm,
good.
mhm,
Okay?
mhm, mhm.
Again, we're talking about the single ones here. And
Yep.
sometimes, not single ones, but, the single one for sure, red flag. And then a bouncer at a club,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
especially if he's trying to pick you up while being said bouncer at the club. Because if he's doing it to you, you're not the only one. You're not like the bright, shiny star, okay? There's
That came out of yeah, no.
tons of beautiful women out there all the time. So I think those are my two,
Don't fall
like,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bartenders, they're on the cusp, but it just depends on where they're bartending
Mhm.
and what hours.
Yeah.
Um but I have to say for sure stay away from the police officers, guys.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Yep. Yeah.
Primas. Uh, oh, another quick uh red flag was if they say they're entrepreneur and that's all they say. And that's it. Okay. We love a business owner, but let's elaborate. What are you doing? Are we doing a little, pyramid scheme here? Do you have a legit business? What's going on? I think if all they say is entrepreneur and they don't elaborate,
Yeah.
immediate no.
Yeah.
Immediate no.
Oh, if they have that in their bio of their social media.
From the Primas. Um, yeah, I think those are my another thing, mullets. I cannot jump on board with the whole mullet trend. Okay, I think that is so ugly. I don't care. The man can be beautiful, but what are we doing with the mullet? What are we doing with them? It's not cute. I don't know. Do you like mullets? I
Yeah.
don't. You
It's not
like
my
them?
thing
Oh
either.
yeah,
No,
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 no.
no, no, no. Like I was even thinking the other day, like if my child came home and wanted to get a mullet,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd talk him out of it. I'd be like, "Are you really, really? That's I don't know if that's our vibe."
We should show him Joe Dirt. We should watch Joe Dirt.
I do
And
love me some Joe Dirt though.
but we say this is the vibes it's giving, okay? And it's always
Mhm,
gonna.
mhm.
It's been around for too long. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing still? Okay, especially a whole ass man with a mullet. Okay, I can understand,
Yeah.
like you said, the
Yeah.
kids, whatever. Even then, like you said, I'll try to talk them out of it because I had the same
Yeah.
thought the other day because I saw so many kids on vacation with a little mullet, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh
Mhm.
god, it's just not cute.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like what the trend is, I guess. But yeah, as a whole ass man, find a
Mhm.
big boy haircut, okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
And that concludes
Oh,
my
I thought of one after you said the hair thing. If there is some sort of like coloring done on the hair that, for example, like I don't even know if this is a thing anymore, but I just remember thinking like highlights or
the
like
frosted tips.
the frosted tips. I don't know if that's a thing, but if that is on a man that you are pursuing, I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. It's yeah, no. If we're sitting at the salon, if he's sitting at the just
At
think
that,
have
so we,
that's all you need to know is he's sitting
that's true.
at the salon
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
getting this done. Okay,
Yeah.
imagine the foil in his hair. I like, ew, no. Mm.
Oh, no. No, no, no.
Like the whole man bun thing. I could see like on some people, I was like, okay, they could pull
You could
off,
get away with it.
but
Sure.
I'm like, I still, it was not my vibe. It was not for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Um, that's like, neither here nor there, but like, I don't know. Now it's the mullets, and I think just bring the man buns back if that's the case. um, so those are some of my red flags. Some of the red flags that we think that
Mhm,
immediate
mhm.
knows he's not the one. If he's doing any of those things, I just don't think he is the one for you,
Yeah.
Prima. Keep it pushing.
Mhm.
Um, all right, so the next thing is if you're really trying to find somebody, being serious about it, is like I said earlier, being intentional about dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What that means is you are looking for this person to have those traits, those characteristics, those values that you share. Um,
Mhm.
and being in your 30s, a lot of those conversations have to be had
Yeah.
super quick.
You can't put them off.
No,
Yeah.
no more like, well, I don't want to ask this because I don't want to scare him off. Well,
Yeah.
if he's
Yeah.
scared, let him
Yeah.
run because he's not the
Yeah.
one for you, you know?
Mhm.
Why are
Mhm.
we going to keep him around if he's somebody that doesn't share your same feelings and
And I
thoughts?
feel like almost that excuse sometimes is almost like with you feel it already because you know that it's going to spark something that maybe there's a clear division on.
Mhm.
So it's almost like you're fighting yourself from bringing that up.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And I do think that it's very difficult online dating, okay? I think it's so hard. Like to find the diamond in the rough is going to be really really difficult. And I in my opinion, and again, this is just like I feel like letting those around you know that you want to find somebody, do you have somebody that I could go on, like, not, to go on a date with, but to introduce me to, or do you know of anybody? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like being honest, like, as a
Mhm.
girl, being honest with, like, your girlfriends or, like, your friends' husbands, like, people have friends, right?
Yeah.
And, like, finding someone through a mutual connection
Mhm.
more often than not may lead to a better outcome. And I think that's a lot of don't wanna say that they're looking for somebody because of the whole like, they don't wanna seem desperate or this or that, and it doesn't mean that you're desperate. It just lets like, how are you going to find somebody if people don't know that you're
Yeah.
looking for it,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
The same thing with, like, just being a homebody in that era that you're in, it's gonna be very difficult to find someone. Like, put yourself in, I think,
You got to put yourself.
situations
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
meet people, and
Yeah.
I think, like, I feel like you could approach somebody and you don't have to be like, "Hey, do you wanna go on a date with me?" Be like,
Mhm.
"Hey," I don't know, try to spark up a conversation about wherever
Yeah.
you are about
Right.
something.
Right.
Um, if you're trying to go out and meet somebody, I feel like places where work happy hours go to
Mhm.
are like a prime place. Now, oftentimes people are gonna be married, right?
Right.
But you
Right.
gotta sift through. If you want somebody that has a job, going to like the downtown district where there's happy hours, after work hours, we
Yeah.
go to those before Rockets games all the time. And I
Mhm.
mean you see them in there with their suits or their button ups and
Yeah.
this and that, and they just come flocking in.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Put
Yeah.
yourselves in I think in those kinds of environments, sit at the
Right.
bar, go by yourself and sit at the bar,
Yeah.
and just spark a good conversation. If it's not him, maybe, I don't know, they know somebody,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and you don't have to be like, "Hey, do you know somebody? I'm trying to
Right.
find somebody."
Well,
But
but it also too is like a characteristic, or it's like your what you enjoy doing. Imagine if your significant other or somebody that you are wanting to pursue is doing that same thing. Like for me, it would be the gym. Can I,
mhm.
if I frequent one boutique gym, and but if I go to a big gym like the Lifetimes or the 24 hours or the 24-hour Midtown, all of those that have an
Yes.
open weight section type
Yes,
of thing.
yes,
Like, am
yes.
I going to be able to
Yeah, I have that in my
suit?
notes as well because it's like,
Mm,
okay, and not just boutique gyms as in like Pilates, but like even if it's a small gym that you go to, like a CrossFit gym or whatever, that's also limiting your options. Not saying that they're
yeah.
red flags, but it's like
Mhm.
you're gonna get to know these people all the time. You're gonna know if they're married or not. It's like the
Right.
same people every week, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
go to like a more commercial sized gym,
Mhm.
get yourself a
Mhm.
little class pass,
Yep.
and like you have to have where there's a bigger pool
Yeah. That's yep.
because if
Yeah.
not, I mean, most of the time you're seeing this person, and especially like you know what you're gonna get every time you're there,
Right.
right? The
Right.
same people. If they're not
Yep.
for you, if they're single, if they're taken, whatever, it's
Yep.
gonna be the same person. You need more options. So I think like if you are a gym girly, invest in like a little class pass and kind of venture
Hit up
out
some
and
gyms. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Same thing. I thought of like if you're trying like men that play golf. If you want somebody that usually that brings a different, caliber of man too.
Mhm.
Sign up for some golf lessons. Go have a
Ooh.
reason
You can go
to
to the range. It's a
yeah.
quick 25-30 bucks. Memorial Park has the
Mhm.
perfect range, and you could
Mhm.
just, yeah, frequent that. And
Yeah.
then at different times of the days, on the weekends, on Sundays,
Mhm.
it's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have to put yourself in the locations where these men are going to be. If you want a
Yeah.
handyman, I mean, you don't got to hang out at the Home Depot, but if you happen to be at Home Depot or Lowe's or something of that nature, you could peruse the plant section. Maybe there's another fellow single man who's getting a plant for their plate. Like
Yeah.
you just got those kinds of places I think are where you can approach people too. The grocery store.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
know it sounds cliche, but you can
Mhm.
always there's something you can always make a commentary to open the door.
Right,
I think to
right.
something, you
Something.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, to open the
Um
conversation.
yes. And so I think those are all like that's what I would tell like, a fellow prima if you want to put yourself out there without like online dating and you can still
Mhm.
online date, right? But I know it's hard. I know it's
Yeah,
super tough.
yeah.
Um
And you don't
oh
wanna go to the clubs because
yes.
obviously you know that that's not the place for you.
Yeah,
So, yeah, how else can you do it? And maybe
exactly.
those are the ways. Yeah.
And I also one of my friends said that she learned quickly on like first dates to do either like coffee dates or like even if it's like a happy hour grab a drink date for the first date because you only have to be there for like 15 to 30 minutes. If
That's
it's
a good
horrible, you just
yeah,
exit. If
out
you're
it.
signing
Yeah.
up for like a whole dinner date for your first date and you really
Mhm.
don't know this person very well, it's a little more difficult. I mean, you could dip. You can
Yeah.
always dip. You
Sure.
have free will.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, if you just try to fill somebody out, "Hey, let's go get some
A
coffee."
screening, a coffee
Yes.
screening first.
Yes. Or
Yeah,
let's
that's a
get a
good call.
drink. And
Yeah.
then, if the drinks go good, then, "Hey, do you wanna have dinner?" Or,
Yeah.
maybe next time we'll have something.
Yeah.
So I think,
That's
you
a
know,
good one.
yeah, that was a great one. I was like, "Wow, I never thought about that." You don't
Mhm.
wanna be stuck with
Mhm.
somebody for like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um Oh, another immediate no is if you're on said date and he does not open the door to the establishment, that's something like car doors. I'm not really big on opening car doors. That's kind of crazy. I think. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great if you do, but I think opening doors for like restaurants or any establishment that you're entering
Mhm.
and exiting,
It's a small yeah.
I feel like that's bare minimum.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
let's
Mhm.
um, that tells them the type of man that they are. If you ever meet somebody, but they say that they're in a relationship, but that's not going well, and they're like on the verge of breaking up, all I'm saying is how you get them is how you lose them. Okay,
Mm.
more often than not, it's just the mo. It's not like
Yeah.
now there are those. Very again exceptions to the rule that maybe that wasn't their person and you are their person and that's that. But more often than not, I think how you get them is how you lose them.
Yeah.
So maybe they can hit you up once it's done, if that's the case. Okay, and I think the last thing about this is like I think dating expectations. What I've seen people on social media, people talk like people that I know. I think it's not that okay. I get having high standards, right?
Sure. Yeah.
We need to have high standards, but we also have to have like realistic standards.
Yeah.
And I think finding somebody that's respectful should be like the most important. I think people a lot are focusing on the man needs to put together this whole elaborate date for us to go
Mhm.
first date.
Mhm.
That's a
Mhm.
little I think that's a lot.
Yeah.
Um in my opinion, my personal opinion. Now, do we love somebody that can plan something? Of course, but I
Yeah.
don't think that should be like
If he didn't
immediate no. Yeah.
right.
I
Right.
don't think that's that much of a red flag. I don't think it's a red flag if he's like, "Hey, do you want to do something on Saturday?" But they're
Yeah.
not like specific with what they want to do, and then maybe y'all work together to come up with something because
Yeah.
like I don't know. I think that's unfair to judge somebody off of
That's a
that.
good point because I think even like being married, it still takes a lot to even say, "Hey, we're going to have a date night." That's the extent of it.
Yeah.
Like there's no planning in it, there's no elaborate thing, and maybe that's an expectation that I've never had either, but
Yeah.
I just think that that's not something to put so much weight on that it just eliminates that person as a whole.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what are you looking for at the date? Like what are you looking for in the date? And to me, it's quality time and actually getting conversations started and finished without being interrupted.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I think the quality of it, like you just said, is
Yeah.
more important than like as the person, the personality of the quality of the personality is more important than the quality of the said date.
Right.
Now, of course, again, like if he says, come over to my place, no.
Mhm.
But,
Mhm.
I think if he's like, well, what do you want to do? I don't think that's an immediate red. No, maybe give them, if
Yeah.
you want them to plan, if you're really dead set on having them plan something, give them like three options.
Yeah.
Well, I really
Yeah.
enjoy doing this. I would love to do something like this. You pick.
Yep. Yep.
I think,
And do you think it's like a bad thing or a red flag if that person doesn't like what you like? How do you feel about that? Like, for example, let's say I say, hey, I want to go mini golfing.
Mhm.
And immediately their thing is like, I don't really like mini golfing.
Mm.
Does that
I
turn
think
you away?
yes,
Because
yes,
they're not willing to try it.
yes. Yeah, that's why. Not the fact that he doesn't like mini golfing, like,
Correct.
who
Yeah.
cares? But it's
Yep.
like, if you don't wanna try something new or you don't wanna do something that I like,
Yep.
because that's what
Yep.
a marriage and a relationship is, it's
Mm-hmm.
compromising on
Mm-hmm.
things that you don't want to do all the time, but you're doing it because your other person does wanna do
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Um, and I think that's big, like, if you're somebody that loves dancing, like, you're at a party and you wanna dance, but your
Yep.
partner doesn't want to dance, I think that's something that you should not have to give up. Like,
Yeah.
even if
Yeah.
this person has no rhythm, but they wanna
Mm-hmm.
get out there and just,
They're
like,
trying. Yes.
yes,
Yes. Yes.
like,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
don't have to be the five-star dancer, because
Right.
I have
Right.
somebody who married I have a extended cousin who married somebody that does not like to dance, and she was always dancing, and she loves to dance. She doesn't dance anymore. How sad is
Yeah.
that? Like,
Yeah.
that is so sad, like, at
Yeah.
family parties, at quinceañeras, at weddings, not at the club, like, real, like, just
Actual. Yeah. Yeah.
that's, like
Things that you frequent.
yes, and
Yeah.
that's something that's, like, you're not even gonna try, so I
Yeah.
think on
Yeah.
the side of that, for sure, it's a red flag if they don't even wanna
Mm-hmm.
try to do something that you like.
Yeah.
They could say, "Oh, I don't like mini golfing, but," or, "I'm so bad at it, but, sure, let's do it. We
Yeah.
go."
Yeah. We
That's
hee hee ha ha as we're doing it type of thing.
yes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Um, and let's see, I think another thing that I've seen a lot of time is, like, the fault. I don't know. So I feel like if you're somebody that I don't know, I haven't been in this, I guess, but if you're somebody that makes plans, but you expect I don't know. I think if there's like, let's say that y'all planned a date and then you don't hear from that person until, like,
Mm,
the day of, I think that's somewhat of a red flag. But
yeah.
um I think if y'all plan a date but y'all have kind of been texting throughout the week but you just don't talk about the date, I think it's pretty much said that you're still going on said date.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a big, like, I need confirmation, like, 3 days in advance, the day before, and then the day of. I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't know, but I think that's also my personality type as well.
Yeah.
But I do think that just putting the emphasis on having the guy plan everything, sending you a car, like, that is a lot to ask for a
Yeah.
first date. Is
Right.
that a high standard? It is, and that's great, and I'm sure there's some man out there that will do that. I just think that that's, like, narrowing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Yeah.
lot, and then
Yeah.
but maybe that's, I don't know, a different lifestyle that you're trying to get
True.
into at that point.
True. 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 Yeah.
Um, but I have seen that a lot, like, on TikTok and stuff, like, story times and this,
Mm,
and I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, that's great that there are some people out there send you a Uber to the I mean,
Yeah.
but also then you're having to give them your address,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
We,
let's think about all of it here.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I do think that, first date expectations should have, like, a respectful line to them, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're on their phone the whole time of the date.
Ooh.
Bye. That's a
Yeah.
red flag.
Yeah.
Um, and I do think that the guy should pay on the first date. I do think so.
Mm-hmm.
That's my bare minimum
Yeah. Yeah.
for a first date.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree.
but yeah, I think that's all I have to say on the topic of, I think, dating.
I think too, just a reminder to all, I think we're all constantly working on ourselves. So I think we should be mindful of that too in the person that you are choosing to date, that maybe some of the things that are like immediate no's to you, or maybe that you feel like are red flags to you that might not be red flags to us, or vice versa. I think that there's always things that you've got to take into consideration as a person. Maybe there's growth to be had in some of these things.
Hmm.
Maybe there's ways around, like, for example, I'm just here thinking like selfishness to me was a big thing that I felt like, maybe we weren't thinking about others whenever we were dating, or maybe like it wasn't reciprocated. Like what I'm going to do to for you isn't reciprocated for me. But give them time as a person to like
Yeah.
figure out themselves. Same thing for myself, like the stubbornness, all of those things. Just we're constantly working on ourselves is what I'm
Hmm.
getting at.
Yeah,
and
it's
give that same benefit of the doubt to the person that you're trying to date.
yeah. And I think you can get those vibes of somebody that's, like, has open communication, you know?
Yes. Yes, yes,
I
yes.
think you can tell that for the most part, but if you've tried and you're seeing that it's not, then it's probably not something that he's going to focus on working on
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
They might be oblivious to it. Like, they might not
Yeah.
even see it as an issue, but maybe it's just something that, like, "Oh, I wasn't aware of that trait. Let me work on it." It's gotta be received and
Yes.
yes. Okay.
Yes, for
Just have
sure.
yeah.
What'd you oh, sorry, this is another red flag. So as you're getting older, you're going into like a new bracket of age demographic and the baggage that these people carry with them. And more into your 30s that you get, you may find somebody that has children, and that is something that you have to open up to, and wrap your mind around. But I do think, in my opinion, it's a red flag if either person, depending on the circumstance all the time, yes, but if they have like I would even say like a 2-year-old or younger, I think they're not ready to be in the dating world because unless it was like something, but
Yeah.
like let's say they were together. I think it's so bad if they were together for so long, they had a kid and then they separated as soon as said kid entered the world. I think that speaks volumes of the man. And now
Yeah. Yeah.
there could also be like, the woman, you never know the situation, but I think more often than not, it's like they have to figure out their co-parenting
Mhm.
situation, their own
Mhm.
parenting
Mhm.
situation before you even enter the
Bring into
mix.
the yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
I think,
Yeah.
be very cognizant of that. Because you just never know,
Yeah.
you just never know.
Yeah.
And it's a tough thing, like,
Yeah.
dating someone with kids, but I think, of course, the older kids, it'll be maybe harder for you to start dating them because the older kids, get a little more feisty,
A
they
lot
know
more
what's going
judgy. Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
but I think on, like, what's going on his end says a lot
Mhm.
of, like, the age of the kid.
Mhm.
But, that is something that I meant to say earlier. The older we get, the more baggage that we're all going to have,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
then and it's also a little scary of, like, the older you are, it's like, think about, like, 30 years of this person's past that you just
Yeah.
don't know, so I think that's
Yeah.
why, like, the mutual friend route, sometimes it's like a
An
more.
immediate kind of like filter, if you
Yeah,
will, of
yeah.
like people that obviously, if you love being around these people and they have these friends that they love being around, maybe it says something about those characters or that character of the person that they are friends with.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because even then, like, even people have a different side to them, but imagine somebody you completely don't know, like,
Mhm.
and they
Mhm.
have this
Mhm.
whole literally a whole half of their life. Like,
Yeah.
that is a little scary part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I think at the end of the day, date with intentions. I think asking on the first date, are you looking to be in a long-term relationship with someone? You
Yeah.
don't have to be like, do you want to be in a long-term relationship with me? But like,
Right.
is this something
Right.
that you're looking for that we're working towards?
Yeah.
I think that's helpful. If they're like, oh, I don't know what
Mhm. Mhm.
that means they're not ready. They're
Right.
unavailable.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
going to be serial dating still.
Yep.
And it's just going to be wasting your time and their
Yep.
time. And
Yep.
so I think don't be scared to ask that question
Yeah.
because that if they want kids, that's super important to ask. Like you have to, if you want kids, if that's something that you want, you have to put it out there.
Mhm.
Somebody that
Mhm.
says they don't want kids, either or woman or man, like I think that's something very strongly that they believe in, and the
Mhm.
fact the chances of them changing that, especially later on in life,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
not likely.
Right.
That's something
Right.
that I
You have
don't
to
even think
accept kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you shouldn't try to change
Yeah.
because you neither one of you is going to be happy with
Mhm.
compromising something of that
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
magnitude.
Yep. Yep.
So I think that's our he's not the one, primas. That's our advice ish. Um and if you have any advice, put it in the comments below
Yep.
or let us know, send us a DM. We can share. Oh yeah, you want to now share some of the advice that we got on our
Yeah. I mean, it
uh,
was just kind of going to frequent the areas that you choose to like that have a significant meaning to you,
Mhm.
whether it be church, whether it be places that you frequent, like restaurants or places that you like the gym. So
Mhm.
just maybe meeting somebody in those different areas of your life that you also enjoy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are some the primas. Okay, they if he says he has no friends, that's a red flag. If he's
Mm,
extreme mama's boy, these are from the
mm,
primas.
mm.
If he's a Cowboys fan, I will say I will,
We're
which
both married to a
both of
Cowboys
our
fan.
husbands are. But what I will say is if he's an unrealistic Cowboys fan,
Unrealistic
if
Cowboys
he's a
is,
Cowboys fan saying
yes,
every year that this is the year they're going to
the
win the
year.
Super Bowl,
That's the red flag one.
that's
That's
the
the
red
one that
flag.
you have to avoid. The
Yeah.
one that is like, you know what?
I'm loyal. He's
We have a
loyal,
shitty.
okay?
He's
They're
yes, yes,
loyal.
yes,
If
yes,
they are still Cowboys
yes.
fans, they're loyal through thick and thin. Drives a Charger. Uh, I, 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 I can see that. Look, I
Like,
can see it. I can see it. I know a few off the top of my head. If he doesn't have a job,
mm,
no car, asks you to pay on the first date,
mm-hmm.
doesn't confirm the day of. I think if y'all are talking and, at least the day of, we don't have to have it 3 days and the day before, but
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like there should be some communication just in general before the
right.
date, like just talking. And then we do have a prima that's asked you on the date, but asks you to pick the place. I think I talked about that earlier.
Yeah. We always want to, like, I think we should start incorporating some sort of like, hot take from the Primas whenever we do have an episode like this. So make sure you're
Yes.
following us on Instagram, on all the socials, subscribe to YouTube, obviously, so you can see our faces.
Hmm.
But yeah, we want to be more, what's the word?
We want more input and
Input.
we want it to feel like we're having more discussions with you all. We
Yeah.
want more interaction. We do want that and more perspectives. That's like the whole reason why we started this is just to bring different perspectives because
Yeah.
although me and Chrissy agree on a lot of things, I think there's also things that we see differently.
Hmm.
Something that we said that you think you see differently or that is more important to you, tell us like why and like your side of it, right? So we
Yeah.
can have a discussion and other
Hmm.
primas can see. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. I
I
think
think
that's it for
yeah,
what are we
he's
calling it again?
he's not the one.
Oh yeah, he's not the one.
He's not the one. I guess we could have put it some green flags, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I
next
mean,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, until next time, primas. Hope y'all find the
Adios.
one. Adios.